Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk about all things fandom and we talk about them in a positive way. If that's something that appeals to you, you know you've come to the right place. We are so happy to have you here. This is Sci-Fi Sunday on this channel where we talk about all things sci-fi, fantasy, and comic book related. And today we've got to talk about the new Superman movie by James Gunn and the reshoot rumors that claim that it's getting reshot and redone because of just how terrible it is. So let's jump right into it. All right, so we have to talk a little bit about these Superman reshoots that we're hearing about because they're not as bad as you think. Actually, James Gunn has said in the past, yes, that he doesn't like doing reshoots, and he still maintains that in what he has to say about these reshoots. He says as he goes on making more and more films throughout his life, he figures out that some of these reshoots are indeed necessary. Some of these pickups where he has to go back and redo a couple things to make the movie better. And ultimately, that's what any writer and director wants to do, is to make the best possible movie that they can, to give you guys the absolute best experience that they can give you. And I have more respect for someone who says they don't like reshoots but still does a couple pickup lines than I do for someone who says they don't like reshoots and just outright never does them. And James Gunn never said he never does reshoots. What he said is that he don't have many reshoots to do, and that's what he actually said before. And a lot of people misconstrue it. They say that he actually said that he never does reshoots, and this makes James Gunn a liar and all this other stuff. And besides, these are not major reshoots going on. These are just pickups of different things to make the movie better. And it's probably based off these test screenings that you're hearing about. A lot of people are talking about the test screenings, saying that people have told them that it's terrible or this or that. Keep in mind that all these places are places that get clicks from you, the viewer. They are places that are looking to get your engagement on their video, on their website, to give them some sort of monetary value. And by them telling you that a movie's terrible, they get that. So of course they're going to be harsh. They're going to say things that are harsh. But ultimately, there's nothing wrong with a film having reshoots. And that's kind of what we're going to get into today, because there is an article that I found that addresses this exact thing. All right, so this comes to us from MSN. And I think this sums it up a lot better than a lot of places I've read things about, because a lot of places are sort of more biased and have their own opinions. And this sort of tells you a little bit more like it is. And it says, during a press conference attended by nerds of color, Gunn addressed potential reshoots for Superman. The writer-director confirmed that the first test screenings have taken place. We've done test screenings, Gunn began, and we've done real test screenings, definitely learning stuff all the time. Definitely editing and making little changes. Despite reshoots being a normal part of the process, the DCU's rocky history with extensive reshoots, especially on the Justice League, have conditioned fans to feel nervous whenever the word is said. Gunn confirmed that there may be some reshoots of Superman, although they are nothing to be concerned about. Gunn and Peter Safran are ready to start their DCU with Superman, but they know it will not always be easy. You know we might shoot a couple little tiny things, the director explained. According to Gunn, Superman's reshoots won't be fixing major problems. Instead, they will make small alterations. So James Gunn goes on to say, all my additional photography is so hard because it's like, I used to be kind of against it because, you know, you don't want to have to reshoot again. It's a pain in the butt. But as time has gone on, I've made more and more movies. I really like being able to say, you know what? I wish I had that shot, that fist hitting that. So I tend to go back and pick that kind of stuff up. So it wouldn't be anything major, but those kinds of things, yeah, I'll cover you a couple more things like that. And it goes on to tell us the next Superman trailer is now in the works, as well as planning Superman's reshoots and overseeing the DC Studio's upcoming creative slate. Gunn also revealed that he's in the process of putting together the next trailer for Superman. It's hard to think of a time where fans were as excited about a new trailer as the one for Superman was released in December of last year. The teaser, as DC Studios co-president Peter Safran calls it, is the precursor to the full-length trailer, which will be the next promo to be released. We are cutting it now, Safran said. It's really the first trailer. Because if the first one was a teaser, this will be a 2.5-minute teaser for what Superman is going to be. But we're into that now. They also go on to say that the first teaser revealed a lot of key characters who will appear in Superman, including Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, Crypto, and there are still several characters confirmed to appear that have not yet been revealed. The biggest mystery is Millie Aycock's Supergirl, who will debut in Superman before getting her own standalone movie, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. The most we've seen of Supergirl so far is a picture of her sitting at a director's chair on set. Superman, written by James Gunn, is the first movie in the Warner Brothers rebooted DC universe to center upon the titular character. It introduces a new version of the Man of Steel after Henry Cavill's departure from the role, honoring the character's roots with the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that because that actually says a lot. That says everything you need to know because it tells you, hey, this is not going to be major reshoots. This is normal. And let me tell you a secret about Hollywood. Sometimes movies go through reshoots all the way up to the week that they are actually premiering in theaters. So it's not out of the norm to have reshoots done. We just have gotten to the age of the internet where reshoots are considered to be this ultra bad thing, and no matter how many reshoots you have, it's this horrible, horrible thing. It means the movie's failing. It's so atrocious. Oh my God, everybody, the press is saying this movie is horrible. And the press should just learn to be the press. Reporters and YouTubers need to pay more respect to the movie industry because honestly, when you take that sort of vibe and you run with it to get clicks for money, you're doing an injustice not only to yourself as a DC fan. And trust me, friends, when I tell you that all these people that are criticizing these movies are going to be the first in line to see them. And you know what they'll tell you? They'll tell you, oh, well, I'm going to see this movie for you. I'm going to see this movie for you so that you don't have to see this utter atrocity that they've created. And they go and they see this movie and they enjoy this movie more than any other movie they've ever enjoyed in their entire life. And you know what? You'll never know it because they're going to tell you it's terrible no matter what because hate sells. That's right. All these people saying, put your money where your mouth is. No DCEU, no money. No DCEU, no money. No Snyder, no money. No Snyder, no money. Yeah, those people, they're ruining your fandom. They're destroying your fandom because it is not abnormal for movies to shoot and have reshoots done all the way up until the time of their release. This is not uncommon in Hollywood. This happens a lot more often than you think. It's just now we live in an age where people can take that and manipulate it and spin it for views, and they can say all this horrible stuff. But there's nothing wrong with this movie having the reshoots that it has. There's nothing wrong with it at all. And I, for one, think that picking up little things like, oh, I wish he had hit this, is a great idea because that tells us that the director, the writer, and everybody, they are sort of making it into something where they are looking at this objectively. They're taking it and they're looking and they're going, okay, this is going to be good if we take it like this, if we do it like this. This is going to be something that's going to be worthwhile. This is going to be a really cool scene. And I think that's what all film directors, all film writers, all film producers aim to do, is give you the best possible product. So they take a look at these screenings. They view how the people are looking at them. They listen to the responses as the people are walking out. Maybe the person says, well, if he had hit just a little to the left, it would have looked really, really cool. And they go, you know what? Wait a minute, that would look really, really cool. And they go back and they take that reshoot and they take it into consideration. That's something that a good film director, writer, producer, and all of that does. They actually take your responses and they do sort of lean into it just a tad, but it should never take away from their creativity. They should never go back and just reshoot because you, the viewer, says to reshoot. That's just not something that makes for good filmmaking, and it's not something that you, the viewer, would truly actually enjoy. All these people telling you otherwise, they're trying to ruin your enjoyment of the film. But that is where I'm going to leave you guys off. I want to know what you guys think about this situation. Are you excited about all of this? Are you not excited about all of this? Do you think that the reshoots are a bad thing? Or are you like me and you know that, yes, this happens and it's perfectly okay, and you just are excited that they're taking the time to reshoot to make that movie even that much better? As always, we want to hear from you guys. Make sure you are leaving us that comment in the comment box below. Make sure you're sharing this video with all of your friends. They're going to want to be a part of this crazy conversation we're having. Then make sure you hit that like button. It's free. It helps the channel, and we really do appreciate it. Miko says we need more subscribers, and you don't want to disappoint Miko. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and while you're down there, hit that notification bell as well so you don't miss a single video we do. And then friends, at the end of the day, I know it, you know it, and Miko knows it. Fandom is family.